student of the 5% Nation. Prior to that, I was what I thought a Christian, and I believed in a mystery God. And my cousin told me one day on a trip I'm from Fayetteville, North Carolina, and came up for the summer in 86. And he said to me, the black man is God. And we went to war. And for about a year or two, he worked on me. We didn't have the internet back then. It was snail mail. And at a certain point, I'm still growing, I'm accepting. And we went to Brooklyn. Brownsville is where his educator, who by default became my educator also, we would go back and forth to Brooklyn, and I accepted the teachings through the 5% Nation and Fort Greene Park in Brooklyn at my first Universal Parliament. And that experience for me, that was the first time I've ever seen Black people really in that very beautiful and peaceful environment. The sisters were covered, head wraps, and the brothers were very respectful. I had never seen people speak about the knowledge the way that I did, and that influenced me greatly. And that was in 1987, 88, when I accepted the teachings of the 5%.
Beautiful, man. And how from that acceptance did you end up being in the Nation?
Well, it's really the study of the lessons.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know anything about the Nation of Islam except what I was told through the study of my lessons. And I didn't even get the lessons until I learned preliminary lessons that taught me how to speak the language of the 5%, which we call mathematics. So I learned my supreme mathematics, my alphabets, and my 12 jewels of Islam. And then it was, who is the original man? When I looked at that lesson, it said the students' enrollment rules of Islam. And that first lesson, when I got there, well, what is the birth record of the said Nation of Islam? And I was, Nation of Islam, what is this? So it's through the study of the lessons that I began to ask questions about the Nation of Islam. But also just being around the gods. It's not like we hadn't seen Muslims before. In North Carolina, I didn't see FOI and MGT. But coming up north, I saw Muslims, and I learned from the 5%ers, what this group was. The first time I heard the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan's voice was in 1989, and the tape was the Madison Square Garden lecture. And that was the first time I heard him and began to kind of listen to him more intently. The first time I even heard of Master Farad Muhammad that I could remember is when I received English lesson C number 1, which we call the 136. My name is W.F. Muhammad. And obviously, just by default, you want to know, you want to study. I got Message to the Black Man, How to Eat to Live, Our Savior Has Arrived. So almost simultaneously as I'm studying my lessons, I'm getting access to this knowledge of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and the Nation.